Sat Shri Akal, I'm Atar.
Hi, I'm Manisha.
Welcome back to our podcast, Two Best Friends, where we talk about anything and everything that concerns every migrant, millennial, mothers, career driven women relates with. And we are back from our little break.
Yes,
Okay.
it was a little break for ourselves. I went traveling. Did other things, and here we are back. Super excited.
I was so excited to be back.
Yes.
I was actually watching us on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to go back to recording and more importantly, catching up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I was as well. And here we are. So let's start with what has been your silver lining moment of the week?
Mine. So I had been in reading rut. I was not able to focus on any book, did not enjoy reading, nothing at all. And then we went on a trip and I suggested if we all read the same book because that will motivate me. And I was left behind, you guys. Finished it. And I was still not finished with the book.
Did you finish it now?
Yeah, we can debrief if
Yeah.
you like. But I think now it's like so long back. But then before going on travel, I always carry at least one book because on a flight I get tired watching something on Netflix and then I try to read and listen to music. So I try to break it up. So I started reading this book, The Hidden Hindu. My God. You know how much I love mythology, Mahabharata and all that?
Yes.
It's the combination of everything.
Oh my God. I have a new book.
I'll give it to you. It's a 3-parter
Mhm.
and I took
So
it
it's
through.
fictional?
It's a combination of facts with fiction. Like modern story. Have you seen Kalki?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like a little bit of futuristic.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh my God. I was in heaven. I was trialing all the books that I had to see which one I want to take with me. And when I read like maybe 2-3 pages, it was a bit dry. And then it kicked in for me that I could not put it back.
That's amazing.
I was so happy. Now I am not watching as much TV. I'm just like so obsessed with that book. And it's kind of a book that does increase your knowledge and brain cells.
I love
Because
it.
I don't overly like fictional stuff either, unless it's something to do with like you can really gain something from it. So yeah, that was my silver lining that I am enjoy reading to the point that Gyan says to me, because watching Netflix was our thing, and he says, he's like, are you going to watch something tonight together? And I'm like, maybe for this time. And then I have to go. He's like, yeah, that's good. Like,
maybe
watch
you
this
should
and then
start
we'll-
doing some books together.
He is reading a book as well.
Yeah.
For his school though.
Yeah.
That's the bare minimum he'll do.
I was gonna say school books don't like it's not this it doesn't hit you the same way it
No.
hits you like when you read something like that. But okay, cool.
Get into it because I didn't get into it until much later.
I didn't like I was surrounded by books, but I didn't get into books till I was 16, 17. And that was because I had a brilliant teacher who just did it in a way that was like she'd come and read the most amazing random not literature but books. And then she'd leave it at a point where you'd be like,
the cliffhanger.
And she would only read that 1-2 pages, and then you will have to wait and just get the book and read it. And we used to wait in the library and just she was amazing. Anyways, that's how I think I really got into reading books. My silver lining of the week, I've got to say, this is a really good reflection point.
Do you know what this is? This is like buffering in your head.
No,
Don't see it.
I have a few. That's why I'm like, oh, this is a good reflection point. But I think I'm just going to talk about what this place is about and the feeling I had about 30 minutes ago when Atal walked into my house, and I was at a point of overwhelm, I've got to say. And we I saw her for a while, and as you all may know, Atal is not a hugger. She doesn't always hug, but anyways, I opened the door and we hugged, and I've got to say we both felt something, which is weird, but we both had tears in our eyes. And it felt really like, oh my God. And it's not like it's because we haven't seen each other, but I don't know what it was. And I'd really, the last half an hour of just speaking about things and catching up, really release something in me. And I think I'm really like, that was my silver lining. And it was a really nice feeling to have that. So
it's just a nice space.
Yeah. And it was just that, but also that heartfelt connection. And that happens, I think, for today. It happened with you, and I think it happens with people sometimes. I really want to talk, and you call someone and you have a chat, and it really helps you with that. I remember yesterday, similar thing. A friend of ours, I said, hey, what are you doing? Do you want to hang out? And she, for She's like, oh, I have a few things on. I'm like, oh, cool. And then I went on to do my stuff and I got really busy. Came back and I saw like few missed calls from her and a message and said, hey, actually the weather is good. Why not? Like, let's just meet. Let's do something.
What was it? Message me asking.
No, that was another day.
Oh.
But anyways, it was really, but it was
Yeah.
good to just do that. And
Yeah.
that feeling of just, just sit and hang out.
It's amazing how much these connections mean to us now.
They do. They absolutely do.
I would love to hibernate, but now I crave for those connections in moderation.
Yeah. And I think, and some people, more than others, like, there's some people I can just see more and others I don't. But it's, anyway, silver lining was that feeling of being held.
Yes.
And that was really nice. Anyways, and
So
today,
amazing. So today, we're just going to revisit our last 6-7 months.
yes.
So as you guys know that we did set a word of the year for ourselves and to remind ourselves that this is the goal for the year. Sort of like a vague goal that we wanted to live our life and make decisions around it.
Yeah.
So we wanted to revisit that.
Yes.
So there you go, Molly.
My space was creating spaces, but also creating spaces from heart. So I was overseas at that moment, but also felt like, you know what, like I just want to intentionally work towards creating a few spaces that can just be, right? And actually I was actually thinking back, actually, I was reflecting on it recently as well. And why do I have the need to do that? And I was actually thinking about it the other day because I heard someone else talk about it. I grew up in boarding schools a lot, right? And I lived in a place which was it was a rented house. We were there till I was 16. So it was a big impact. Like people have heard about it, but it created a big impact in my life. But it was also surrounded by trees and a lot of other things, right? And I think what I crave is I don't have to be in the same spot, but I crave creating spaces like that. I think it goes back to my childhood. Like, so for example, I think we're creating a space together and it's the excitement of having trees around and being in that space that really gets to me. Like, it's very exciting for me to have that. So, yes, I think I've done really well in that space. Pretty overwhelmed from some of it. Personally, I've got to say, it's also my own space, with psychology and creating that, which is the next part. But I think one is creating homes or creating spaces where we can live or people I love can be there. I've also recognized that for me, it's not one spot, it can be a few spots because there are a few people or connections or lives that I have which are equally important in my life, which means it's not really related to one city, one house. But that was my word, and I think working on it, not 100%, it's never going to be, but also at the second level, and I think I'll talk about that later after you talk about your thing. Yes, feeling overwhelmed by it as well. It's not easy. It's not easy to live your life and then consciously do what you think will be beneficial or your soul will thank you for in few years' time. Yeah. Yeah. Well, my word of the year was being mindful. I don't like how we say, and I'm guilty of it as well, saying towards the end of the year that, oh, didn't even realize how quickly this year flew by. I don't like that. I don't like saying that, oh, the weekend went by real quick, or it's Monday again. Those things make me feel like I didn't live to the full potential. So what I wanted to do this year was not to multitask and just live mindfully in the moment. Did I stop multitasking? Hell no. Yeah, I was like, but I'm mindful of it. Mindful of it. You're mindful of multitasking at the same time. Okay. Yes. So that's another task on top of it. Yeah, but I wanted to slow down. If I'm multitasking, I wanted to slow. I don't know where this is going. Are we going to tell each other an assessment of what we think the other person is doing? Everything you're saying right now is not something I would see happening in your life. But no, it is actually. Because then I like to read and see how I can improve the quality of my life. Yeah. I think the mindfulness was more or so how I can improve the quality. And I feel like, and then I was reading this list of things that what anybody should implement in their life to really have positive habits. I almost had like say 7 things out of 10, and then I implemented
two more, and that one being reading a book, even if it is 10 pages, read that. And then the last one was journaling. And I'm like, I'm not doing journaling.
Okay.
I cannot.
So that's not your thing?
Absolutely not. I am not ready to confront myself with my own words, but I think I am being mindful. I feel like all these 7 months so far, I've lived every moment of it. I remember living those moments. They haven't flown past me. I have lived every moment, even the times I've been away on any of the trips, even if it was just sitting in silence or in chaos. I remember it. I don't like not remembering things because I was too busy obsessing about something else while I'm in that moment. So I think I have semi achieved it. At least if I haven't achieved it, at least I was mindful of, aware of it.
I love the way you have your own way out of it. If I haven't done it, at least I was mindful about it. So mindful is the word here, not anything else.
So mindful also means that I will use the word mindful a lot.
It's like I was last year. I think my word was balance. I'm pretty sure it was. And my balance was the first year I went crazy, and the second half of the year I went the other way around. So, but I used the word balance a lot. So maybe that's what it is.
But hey, even if we implement 1% of it,
100%.
even one day, I think it is a good thing.
Yeah. And I think living with intention is
Yes.
the biggest part,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Which I do find to be important. And it, at least for me, it feels like an anchor,
Yes.
right? It feels like an anchor that, oh, okay, this is what I'm focusing on. And I think you said it really well before we started the podcast about sometimes we all have thoughts that make us spiral.
Yeah.
Right? Because of our own spiraling thoughts and things and all. And sometimes we just don't even realize, but we keep going into these thoughts, right? I think this putting an intention can really bring you back and anchor you back, saying, okay, it's okay. That's where we are, but where are we at? Taking a step back. If you can get to that point, that is what I think really helps. But I actually really want to also speak about what you said before, which is about things that you spiral about. These are just thoughts that you have. And actually, what you did, which was a really brilliant strategy, is when you know what you are aware that you keep thinking about or things that are there, instead of trying to put them in a compartmentalized space, right? And it's about being mindful, actually writing down, hey, when I think that, these are the other answers I have for myself. Yeah. Right? And putting that for yourself 100%. And having it written somewhere in your phone and actually going back to it when you find yourself going back into those thoughts.
Yeah, because I used to go to my people for those things. Anytime I would spiral, I would go out to those people. And then I realized everybody has their own, I wouldn't say issues, but their own thoughts. Sometimes they are not available, and you need to be self sufficient. You need to take control of your own emotions and not sit there until they become available. So I just go and read those things and remind myself and pretty much take myself back to the moment when any decision was made or any thoughts are thought, and remind myself like, no, actually this was the real intention behind it. So think about it, spiral if you want to, but there's a time to it. You can't spiral more than however long.
Put a time.
I 100%. And this was another thing that I've done it. You know how bad I am with my own emotions. I can be sad and not know what has made me sad for good 1 week. Now I am so open to it. I will say, I have been sad. I am so low. I don't know why I'm feeling that. And then I leave it at that. I don't dwell onto it. I'll go and do something that I enjoy. And then I revisit that thought and think, shit, I was just hungry. Or, oh yeah, I thought
There
I
was
was
something
angry that someone said this to me, but it wasn't that. It was something happened before it that triggered that emotion. So that intention has definitely made my life a lot easier.
And being aware of yourself is what I'm hearing. I think, and what you're doing there, if I think from a psychology point of view, is also is just being aware. Being aware of your needs and feelings, right?
Yeah.
Taking the step in rather than out. I think that's what it is. But I think that's a really good one that you've said there, because that is something we all need to, because we were talking about how a lot of people we know, including I would say I am, are internalizers. And what that means is you have something happening in your life or whatever, and you keep thinking about it, and spiral and do things. And that spiral can be a thought process that you have from years, right?
Yeah.
And I think being aware that actually, before you get into the spiral, one, have these strategies in place, but two, actually lean in and listen to what am I actually needing right now. Am I hungry?
Yeah.
Am I tired? Am I overwhelmed?
Isn't this what you tell Ina?
Yes, that's what I tell my daughter. And there's a psychology term called HALT for it. But the point is actually checking with yourself, right? Because as and I'm gonna be as adults, right? Or I was gonna say as women, but as adults,
Yeah.
mostly women, we are not trained or conditioned to check in with ourselves.
No.
You just keep going, keep going. Life is busy, keep going. And I think this is what it is. The more you check in with your own self, what do I need? What do I feel? The more you start tuning in, the more things hopefully can clear out for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what's the one thing that I have also consciously done? And you will hear it all around, and probably I'm beating the same drum again with this. Actually, stepping back from social media. The overload of self help, self realizations, what you should be doing, how you should be doing, it is so overwhelming.
How do you do it?
I just don't go on it as often. But then the thing is, my brain is so occupied with the things that I enjoy doing, being at work or going for a walk, going to the gym or cooking or even reading a book. When my mind is so occupied, I don't have time to doom scroll. And there is so much information out there on social media that you feel incompetent when you read those things. Like, I don't know if you remember, some time ago, I was going through wellness burnout, where you want to do well for yourself.
I spoke about it, like
It was
the
a
pressure to
burnout.
feel. Yeah.
I was even drinking 3 liters. I've always drank a lot of water, but taking that task or
Yeah.
taking those things, I was like, I'm burning out
Doing
with
this.
doing these things. I'm not checking in with myself that am I even thirsty? I'm just doing it because, oh shit,
I
I need
need
to
to
get
do
the
it.
limit. So similarly, when you go on social media and it tells you this is how you should live your life, these are the 10 steps for like a healthy lifestyle, or even like your wellness or your wisdom, do journaling. I'm like, screw that.
Yeah. But also, you're right. Like, not. I think social media is like it does pull you in. Like I'm my own reflection, and this is like self-disclosure here. My son, I answered to me today in the car, and it was quite hurtful. But he said it a few times recently. Your child is your phone, and I'm like,
and you don't even use the phone as much.
and no, but he said you do, and I'm like, okay, you saying that makes me want to reflect on myself.
Yeah.
And maybe I am, because you don't recognize sometimes when you have your phone and you do, but children do, right?
Yeah.
And that was my like thought today. I'm like, damn, there is something there. If my child is telling me that there is, and I'm seeing my phone so much, he thinks there's got to be something.
Absolutely.
Right? Has made me think through, okay, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Be more aware of this, because yes, there is this feel of, oh, I need to check, oh, I want to do this, and there's a lot happening there. Of course, phones are also the spaces where everything, including work and a lot of other things, have started happening. But I think when children can be those mirrors for you, or kids for that matter.
Yeah.
And I think there is that. And I was aware of that. And I do think sometimes that internalization also comes from watching all these things.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you're kind of like, oh, am I doing this? Am I doing that? And actually being aware of it. So being mindful, maybe I'll borrow that word from you.
Yeah, because only one or two things that I've changed with social media is like not actually go on it first thing in the morning and before going to bed.
That's a good. So I don't do it before bed. I actually leave my phone outside. But yeah, maybe before going to the bed as well. Maybe saying no, I'm not going to see it till about 10.
I feel like I can listen to myself a lot better when I don't have unnecessary overload of information in my head. Like I can listen to my intuition a lot better.
That is amazing, and I didn't know that.
Did you meet a different person after a month?
I feel like I did. What happened that time? Was it your travel?
Thailand has given me such good wisdom.
It has. At least I can hear some big things here, and that is good to hear. And I think that's it. Like being mindful seems to be the word, and going with it.
I'll see how I go with this
You go
by
with
the
for
end of
next
the
week.
year.
Or maybe before the next trip. But I think that's a good one, and I think maybe we'll end the episode for today, or a recap of this year with this one. About being mindful and being aware, and just that's it, and taking your life with intention. And I think I'm going to be aware and do that as well with you. But we're excited for our next whatever that comes. So we'll see you next week.
Yes, and do let us know if there's some word that you have put your intention towards this year,
Yes.
or are doing something unconsciously but has become a habit and that's been so positive or
Yes.
not so positive. So let us know. Follow us on our socials, YouTube, Two Best Friends, and Instagram as well, and drop us a message, like, comment. We love hearing all from
Yes.
you guys. Anything that you want us to chat about, please do let us know about that too. But
Yes.
until then,
Bye.